The Principality of Xi'an has had a long and arduous struggle to keep its people free. To keep us a sovereign power, I have entrusted you with the keys of this great nation. Should you betray me, you will be met with a swift death.
No, but seriously guys, welcome to Weeaboo Wednesday. With all that out of the way, I'd like you guys to meet Koma-san. He is just the sweetest little yokai, and you wouldn't even know he's here, but he's always just sleeping in the background, and I do love him ever so much.
Oh, my swirls!
Yeah, I know, before you guys start raging in the comments, I shaved. I shaved my beard and my mustache, and I don't know, I look like I'm 12 years old now. Nerd glasses are on because I gotta read some stuff, and let's talk about some anime news. And I gotta be completely honest with you, the first story I'm bringing you is the most recently published one that I could find online, but that doesn't make it any less more impactful. This one may be my favorite thing to read. The Akira live-action movie adaptation has been delayed indefinitely. Oh, let's all breathe a sigh of relief. It was supposed to start filming in this fall, and it was supposed to release May 2021, and it was slated to be terrible, and it still will be if they do make it. Apparently, there were some issues with the director basically spreading himself too thin. He's actually working on the next Thor movie, Thor 4, which rhymes, and they didn't want to spread him too thin. He figured it was too much to be between two different films that were going to be shooting at the same time, and so, they put that on pause, and they hope that he'll come back after he's finished Thor, but I hope he doesn't, and that the project gets pushed away into a dark, dusty attic, and it doesn't come out until I am long dead and in the ground. One thing that I will say, though, is there was a weird caveat for them to receive a tax credit. It was from the state of California, and essentially what it meant was that they were going to film everything there, and within 180 days of actually receiving the money, they were supposed to start shooting. Now, if they're putting it on delay, then does that mean they don't get the money? Because I don't know if they've already gotten it, but they wouldn't be able to fulfill the other half of the deal, which meant to start shooting within like half a year. Because now I'm sure that Thor is going to take a little bit longer, and then they might not start this thing up until next year or something like that, or God forbid, ever. But either way, I thought it was interesting. Now let's talk about a movie that actually seems like it could be good. Forgive me for looking at my phone, but this name is really long. Eiga Sumikko Gurashi Tobidasu Ehon to Himitsu no Ko. That's a long name. And it actually converts over to Sumikko Gurashi the movie, The Unexpected Picture Book, and The Secret Child. That is a long name, even in English. But if you don't know about Sumikko Gurashi already, you probably have seen them and just don't realize the name. They're these adorable little squishy looking characters. And Sumikko Gurashi actually means life in the corner. The idea is that all these cute little quirky animals and creatures all enjoy hanging out in the corner of a cafe. Hence the name Life in the Corner. Now, some of the animals and creatures in this include a piece of fried prawn, like a shrimp, that is essentially too hard for anybody to eat. A piece of leftover tonkatsu, Shirokuma, which is a polar bear that is like averse to the cold. He doesn't like cold temperatures. There's a weed, a very positive weed that wants to someday grow into a full bouquet. And finally, penguin? With a question mark? Because it's unsure as to whether or not it is a penguin, and there's a lot of weird depictions of it actually potentially being a kappa, but whatever. Either way, it's going to be their first movie. It looks like they find a picture book in the basement of the cafe that they like to frequent, and thus from there, a journey begins. There's going to be new characters, there's going to be new locales for them to explore, and I'm assuming a ton of new merchandise. It opens up November 8th in Japan, so who knows, maybe we will get it, but if not, I'm sure there will be plenty of adorable merch that promotes the event, and you'll be able to get some of that from overseas. If you can recall from a previous Weeaboo Wednesdays, kudos to you, that Geodude was selected as the tourism ambassador for the Iwate Prefecture. Similarly, Totori chose Sandshrew, and Kagawa chose Slowpoke. And now finally, Miyagi will have chosen Lapras as its sort of support Pokemon. Obviously enough, Japan hasn't had the best luck when it comes to natural disasters. Tsunami, earthquake, you name it, it's happened to Japan. And such as that has happened, there has been a lot of attempt to, of course, better the country and, of course, help recover from it. Now, the Pokemon Company has not been shy in their ability to try and help. They've done tons of events that have promoted tourism to these different prefectures and, of course, brought in money, and thus Lapras is being chosen for Miyagi. Basically, they're going to have these adorable little Lapras boats in parks and campgrounds where people can get in these little Laprases and, row around in the lake or something like that. Additionally, some places are going to have these adorable, giant Lapras floats that you can ride on the backs of in, pools and in rivers and whatnot. And there's going to be more Lapras-themed stuff coming closer to October, so keep your eyes open if you're going to be in Japan in October. I will be. So yeah, that'll be awesome. Now, similarly, the Pokemon Company will be launching a Pokemon Go event, which will bring the Monkey D. Luffy straw hat to player avatars worldwide in Pokemon Go. Additionally, the people of Japan will be able to catch Pikachu wearing the iconic straw hat from the series. Now, if you're not aware, Eiichiro Oda is basically the creator of One Piece. Now, after Kumamoto was ravaged by disaster, he stepped up and helped bring a lot of money and tourism to Kumamoto to help with the revitalization project. Now, because of that, they honored him by creating statues, bronze statues of One Piece characters that are going to go up all around the Kumamoto region. So it would seem that Oda is also partnering with the Pokemon Company to bring even more tourism to Japan and help even further with the revitalization process, which is really great. Kotaro Isaka is releasing a collection of short stories in a novel format. It's called Kujira Atama no Osama, otherwise known as the King with the Whale Head. Did I get that right? I did. And while I don't know much about it, famous voice actors Junichi Suwabe and Hana Kanazawa came together to help create some promotional videos to promote the book. They narrated a collection of 4 videos which feature the ever-elusive and incredibly interesting shoebill stork. The Japanese seem to have a weird obsession with the shoebill stork, which is great because I absolutely love it. When I was there, I actually got this really cool little gachapon of one from a machine in Akihabara. They just had a bunch of different shoebill characters in a single machine, and it's not actually from anything, it's just a shoebill stork. Which is really funny, and it's a great way to promote the book because it's such a random and weird thing. Some of my favorite moments from the commercials feature this.
こう見えて絶滅危惧種です
And of course, this.
デビューします好きな食べ物は廃魚
Amazing stuff. Japanese voice actors have way too much fun. And that's really it. I didn't have anything else to say about this. I just thought it was funny. Finally, a bit of serious news. San Diego Comic-Con is going to attempt to perform the largest group Kamehameha ever attempted by man. I don't exactly know if there's a record for the largest Kamehameha performed by a group of people, but evidently San Diego Comic-Con is going to be hosting a little event where they get a bunch of people together, and it's going to be hosted by Sean Schemmel. Toei and Funimation are all coming together to work with the Guinness Book of World Records to actually record this. The first 1,000 people that show up get a free scouter, which is hilarious marketing when you think about that contextually. But either way, they're going to get a group of people together and everybody's going to Kamehameha, and it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to probably smell terrible, and it's going to be really fun for all those wonderful people at the San Diego Comic-Con. Now, assuming that they want to get at least 1,000 people to give away all those scouters, I can imagine that 1,000 is probably a good number to shoot for the actual record. Like I said, I can't find anything that shows another record that they're trying to beat. I've read a couple articles and none of them actually mention a particular number that they're looking for. But I'm assuming whatever they gather there, they can say, yup, you guys got it. You got the 1,300 person Kamehameha, the first one, and probably soon to be beaten at Anime Expo. Either way, it's still interesting and it's cute. And funny enough, on the poster for it, you have Vegeta, who is actually posturing to do a Kamehameha, which is strange because from what I understand, Vegeta has never done a Kamehameha. So it's a little different. He does Gallic Gun in that position, but he doesn't do Kamehameha. So we'll see. Maybe he learned in Super. I don't know. I never watched that trash. But that's gonna do it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I can finally take off my glasses and they're gonna leave weird marks on my face. If you want to subscribe to the channel, that would really help me out, and I really do enjoy when people like the video. It validates my poor insecurities just a little tiny bit. And of course, if you want to watch my streams, I've been doing those a little bit more frequently, and we're definitely going to be doing one this weekend for the final Splatfest in Splatoon 2, and I hope to see many of you there for Team Pearl, because of course she is better than trash waifu Marina. Koma-san dictates it, so you must come, and if you do not, I will come to your house and eat your feet. If you want to watch any other videos, make sure to click the one that I'm linking right here. It's going to be something random, so you know what? Just click it. It does me a lot of good. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Keep on weebin', and this is our new symbol, Weeaboo Wednesday.
ありがとう